You don't get to an $852 billion valuation without breaking a few eggs. Beat.
Mm-hmm.
But what if the CEO is breaking the entire kitchen?
Yeah, that is the big question right now. Welcome to the deep dive. We are unpacking a massive, unprecedented leak of internal OpenAI documents today.
And we are tracking massive industry shifts from Elon's sprawling lawsuit to Google's privacy invasion.
Right. Then we explore entirely new tools that are giving AI eyes and hands.
And we end with a massive hardware breakthrough from Cursor. It completely shattered physical speed limit.
Let's start at the very top of OpenAI. We are looking at a deeply complex human situation right now.
Yeah, there's immense tension building up inside the company. You have explosive commercial growth on one side.
And a total lack of internal trust on the other side. A recent New Yorker report really exposes this dynamic.
It highlights some incredibly serious bad vibes at the executive level.
Exactly. And the reporting actually draws on two unprecedented internal data caches.
Right. Highly sensitive internal data the public was never meant to see.
Yeah, so first, there is Ilya Sutskever's 70-page internal dossier. It is packed with internal Slack messages and private HR records.
Wow.
And second, we have Dario Amodei's highly private safety notes. He kept those during his time leading safety there.
It feels like building a rocket where the engineers fundamentally do not trust the pilot.
That is a perfect way to describe the psychology here.
Yeah.
Sutskever's leaked memos make a very specific, damaging allegation.
They claim Sam Altman consistently misrepresented vital safety protocols.
Right. He allegedly did this to fuel the massive commercial engine.
To sex silence.
Yeah.
That is a profound breach of foundational internal trust. The board relies entirely on accurate safety data to make decisions.
It gets even more intense from a broader industry perspective. A senior Microsoft executive spoke to reporters about this exact dynamic. They compared Altman directly to Bernie Madoff or Sam Bankman-Fried.
Wow, those are historically damaging names to be associated with.
Right. They actually called him a world-class scammer.
Wow.
And it completely changes how people view their recent actions.
Take their new industrial policy for the intelligence age. People view this rollout through a much more cynical lens now.
Exactly. Over 100 inside sources were interviewed for this explosive report. They suggest these lofty ideas are a classic Altman maneuver.
He sets up a structural policy on paper first. This effectively deflects the current wave of criticism from the public.
Yeah, but then he quietly dismantles that structure once it constrained him.
It is a repetitive pattern that deeply worries safety experts. It essentially paints Sam Altman as the ultimate black box model.
Right. We simply cannot see how his internal decision-making actually works. And meanwhile, the company marches relentlessly toward a potential IPO.
They are aggressively eyeing a $1 trillion valuation.
Yeah. And Elon Musk just updated his massive ongoing lawsuit against them. He is seeking over $150 billion in legal damages now.
He wants that money to go directly to the nonprofit arm.
Exactly. He is also asking a federal judge to remove Sam entirely. He wants him forcefully kicked off the OpenAI board.
What does this mean for the public's trust in OpenAI's governance?
Well, the proposed policies are genuinely great for a media headline, but paper structures will not fix those deep internal bad vibes.
So paper structures won't fix deep-rooted trust issues.
Exactly. The human governance must be transparent, just like the underlying models. Otherwise, the public's deep skepticism is definitely here to stay.
Let's deliberately shift our focus to the broader tech industry now. Despite the messy human governance at the top, the technology pushes forward. The integration of AI across the industry is charging forward ruthlessly.
Yeah, the sheer adoption numbers we are seeing right now are just staggering. Codex just hit 3 million active weekly users across the board.
That is up from 2 million users in well under a month.
Right. The adoption growth curve is basically a vertical line at this point.
Right.
So to celebrate this milestone, they are resetting developer rate limits right now. And they will systematically reset again for every 1 million new users. They plan to keep doing this all the way up to 10 million.
I still wrestle with my own data privacy.
Yeah, you are definitely not alone in feeling that lingering anxiety today. Google just confirmed something that deeply validates those exact privacy concerns.
They openly admitted AI is now crawling your most sensitive personal emails.
Right, and the most crucial detail here is that it happens by default.
This is a fundamental shift in how personal data is handled. If you don't actively intervene, a cloud bot reads your entire digital life.
It is a complete paradigm shift in basic user privacy. We are also seeing incredibly deep integration across other everyday consumer apps.
Like Google Maps using Gemini AI quietly behind the scenes.
Yeah, it automatically writes detailed captions for your personal photos and videos. It even surfaces your recent photos for easy, frictionless posting.
Meta is aggressively moving forward with their own massive scaling plans. They are preparing powerful new models under Chief Officer Alexander Wang.
This is a truly massive test for Meta's long-term strategic vision. It directly follows their staggering $14.3 billion investment in Stale AI.
We also have fascinating new data on the underlying hardware powering this.
Yeah.
A new analytical tool from Epoch maps out global physical chip ownership.
Right, and the final results are exactly what you might expect them to be. The dominant answer is literally NVIDIA, NVIDIA, NVIDIA across the entire board.
Though Google's specialized TPUs do appear as very notable challengers.
Yeah, they definitely do. And the money flowing into specialized applications is also staggering. Modus just secured $85 million from Lightspeed Venture Partners.
The rapidly advancing AI-native accounting services for traditional business sectors.
Exactly. It clearly proves AI is hitting deeply traditional, strictly rule-based industries now.
How is a regular user supposed to guard their digital footprint amidst this rapid integration?
I mean, that is the ultimate defining challenge for you right now. Default corporate settings have flipped from opt-in to opt-out entirely.
You have to actively manage your privacy settings now.
Yeah. It is a brand new digital hygiene we must all rapidly learn.
We are going to take a very brief pause here.
Insert mid-roll sponsor read placeholder here.
And we are back to the deep dive. We just deeply discussed the massive scale of major tech giants. They are constantly battling over sprawling server racks and our private emails.
Right, but a new fascinating class of tools is evolving very quickly. These powerful new tools give individual users hyper-specific control and capabilities.
We are seeing a massive shift toward highly personal digital empowerment. Let's carefully unpack some of these new empowered individual tools.
Yeah, first we have Google AI Edge Eloquent quietly hitting the consumer market. It is a completely free, entirely offline-first audio dictation application.
It is powered directly by their highly efficient localized Gemma models.
Exactly. It automatically removes your verbal filler words and your awkward speaking stumbles. And the fact that it runs offline first is huge for data privacy.
Then we have a truly fascinating system called OpenAI. You give standard AI assistants entirely new physical abilities.
Right. It allows Claude and Codex to literally see your live computer screen, and it goes way beyond just passively looking at the screen, too.
It can actively click buttons, type text, and navigate across complex apps.
Yeah. It moves completely seamlessly across any web browser you are actively using.
We are fundamentally moving away from AI as a simple conversational chatbot. It is rapidly becoming an active proxy, operating our physical mice and keyboards.
Right, and Nova Voice takes that active proxy concept even further today. It essentially acts as a complete voice OS for your entire machine.
You can speak naturally to it at over 200 words per minute.
Which is incredibly fast for natural human speech processing. It gives you context-aware text generation in absolute real time.
It remembers absolutely everything and acts directly across your entire operating desktop.
We also have Lessie AI completely changing the modern automation landscape. It intelligently discovers high-quality professional matches for you across the open web.
Then it actively automates highly personalized outreach and complex follow-up messaging.
It is really taking over the deeply tedious parts of professional networking.
Is there a risk in letting AI take the wheel on our actual screens?
Well, it certainly brings massive, unprecedented efficiency to our daily workflows, but it inherently requires an immense, almost uncomfortable amount of absolute user trust.
We're delegating the clicking, not just the thinking.
Exactly. We are willingly giving machines the keys to our physical digital actions. Now, all of these amazing new personal tools require insane computing power.
That directly brings us to a massive technical breakthrough in physical hardware. It effectively solves the biggest structural bottleneck in the entire AI industry.
Right. We deeply need to talk about Mixture of Experts, or MOE architecture. It is the undisputed reigning king of modern model architecture right now.
Let's quickly define that dense technical jargon for a moment. Mixture of experts means multiple specialized mini-models working together to solve one prompt.
That is exactly how it elegantly functions under the complex hood. But this specific architecture has a legendary, deeply frustrating bottleneck holding it back.
The traditional MOE pipelines spend entirely too much precious time just moving data.
Right. They ironically spend more time reshaping data than actually calculating the results.
It is like stacking Lego blocks of data repeatedly over and over. You waste all your available energy just moving the heavy blocks around.
Exactly. So Cursor just proudly introduced Warp-Decode to fundamentally fix this. It essentially eliminates that frustrating structural coordination overhead entirely from the active system.
How does Warp-Decode actually accomplish this physical feat?
Well, instead of traditionally grouping work by experts, they completely changed the core mapping. They directly map every single GPU warp to exactly one specific output value.
A GPU warp being a basic unit of execution.
Right. Every single GPU warp computes a single output value directly. It intelligently aggregates the specific results from all 8 routed experts seamlessly.
And it miraculously does this without any intermediate digital staging at all.
Yeah. They elegantly compressed the entire MoE layer down to its bare essence. It is now just 2 heavily fused GPU kernels working perfectly together.
A fused kernel simply means combining multiple mathematical operations into one single step.
Exactly. It completely removes the traditional padding, scatter, and complex combined stages entirely.
This incredible optimization results in 3.95 terabytes per second of raw memory bandwidth.
Which is essentially the ultimate physical speed limit of the underlying hardware. It absolutely maximizes the sheer potential of the Blackwell HBM3 hardware architecture.
2-sec silence.
Ah!
Oh. Imagine maxing out the physical speed limit of the hardware.
It is an absolutely incredible, almost unbelievable feat of software optimization meeting physics. But the pure speed is only half of this amazing technical breakthrough.
The final output is actually 1.4 times closer to the full mathematical reference.
Right. It rapidly approaches a full FP32 reference compared to standard everyday decoding.
Why is getting both speed and accuracy such a unicorn event in AI?
Because usually, in the relentless race for speed, we begrudgingly accept a quality tax. Unprecedented efficiency typically demands severe data compression from the software engineers.
We relentlessly shrink models down to 4-bit or 8-bit quantization formats.
Yeah. We quietly sacrifice that nuanced depth just to get extra tokens per second.
Usually more speed demands a sacrifice in accuracy.
But wonderfully, not this time. Cursor's Warp-Decode is a genuinely rare, highly impactful scientific breakthrough.
It tangibly improves mathematical accuracy while nearly doubling the operational processing speed.
Right. It is a massive, unqualified structural win for the future of scaling.
Let's slowly zoom out and look at the truly big picture here. We are actively living in a deeply fascinating, highly complex, modern paradox.
We really are.
On one side, we have these absolutely flawless, highly optimized digital machines. They quietly operate at 3.95 terabytes per second of pure, unadulterated mathematical logic.
Right, without any intermediate staging or clumsy coordination overhead at all.
And on the other side, we have deeply fundamentally flawed human beings. We have the messy, bad vibes, corporate governance actively building these digital machines.
It really makes you pause and wonder about our own internal human structures.
It deliberately leaves us with a deeply provocative thought for you today. If a machine can be perfectly optimized to run without coordination overhead, why is human corporate governance so inherently prone to bottlenecks and black boxes?
That is a profound question.
We ask you to deeply consider what true structural transparency actually looks like, not just in the elegant code quietly running on our fast servers, but crucially in the closed boardrooms that actively control our shared digital future.
Yeah, that is a vital question we all desperately need to start asking.
Thank you for actively joining us on this deep dive today. Keep rigorously questioning the surrounding systems, both the cold silicon and the messy human. We will thoughtfully see you next time.